I emphasize sleep. For a lot of people, people roll in, oh, I got 3 hours of sleep last night. I'm like, oh my God, no. Like, please lay in bed longer. Please get more sleep. Your body and your mind need it. So it's so important for both mental and physical health.
So, first off, can you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your background in CrossFit?
I am Kendall Moore. I started CrossFit back in 2014, or 2015, excuse me. So I had started it right when I got to college. I had a family friend that was doing it. I had always seen CrossFit, and definitely thought it was wild and crazy and something not for me. But once I tried it, there was no going back. I fell in love right away. I got pretty consistent once I graduated college, so I did it a bit through college, but then in 2019 I really picked up working out more, and then I started coaching in 2021. So I've been coaching for a few years now, and then been doing CrossFit for many more than that. So CrossFit is, it's basically high intensity interval training, but with so much more. So like you go into a gym, you have everything there, right? So you have a coach that's gonna lead you through the class. Some days we have a strength and a workout. Some days if the workout is longer, we have just the workout. So for example, yesterday was a 30-minute workout where everyone's moving for 30 minutes. We call them AMRAPs, as many rounds as possible. And you're moving through what is written. So I think yesterday it was 4 different movements. You move through those 4 different movements as many times as you can in that 30 minutes. But then today, for example, we had a strength of deadlifts. So that was about 15 minutes long, and then our workout was only 10 minutes. So we had more time in class to get that strength in. Sometimes it's not even a strength. We work on gymnastics, something to get better at the movements, right? So if you're working towards handstand walks or things like that, we have some skills and drills the coach will take you through to get better at handstand walks or handstand holds, whatever you're working towards. And then we'll have that workout for the day. And then sometimes we'll have a nice mobility cool down or accessory work at the end, and then you're off to go. So it's an hour-long class, but you get so much in that hour where it's a nice compact hour, right? You don't have to be in the gym for 3 hours trying to move through different machines. You get everything done in that hour. But that's really it.
So since you're a coach, does that mean you do your own CrossFitting while you're coaching, or you have a separate time to CrossFit on your own?
Yeah, no, totally separate time. When I am coaching, I am just coaching. So I am there, I am watching you move, I'm making sure you know what you're doing the right movements, you have good form. If you need any modifications mid-workout, something like that, like I am there walking around the class, making sure everyone's moving well, and then working out is a totally different time. So I coach in the morning and then work, and then I go back in the afternoon and work out and get my me athlete time. So
what inspired you to start competing in CrossFit, like turf wars, like the competitions?
Yeah, I definitely saw like the CrossFit games on the TV and things like that, and saw competitions locally, and it looked wild, but it looked really, really fun. And once I was in class more and more comfortable with the movements and weights and things like that, I did my first competition at Titan CrossFit up in Cockeysville. And I did it scaled, so they have different divisions with competitions, which is great too. They have RX, which is as prescribed or as written, and then they have a scaled division, so scaling back some of the movements for people who don't have full movements or maybe don't have the strength for the written weight. And I had my family friend Kristen, who got me into CrossFit in the first place. She was saying you should try a competition. She had done some, and I was like, I don't know if this is for me, like this seems crazy, but I did it. I did my first one scaled, and it was just so much fun. Like a full day in the gym, you meet people, there's people from all different gyms, so even different states sometimes, so you see a lot of the community there, and just hanging out all day, getting to eat so much food, and then having some beers afterwards to celebrate. So it's nice, but the the competition aspect, it's intimidating, but once you're there, it's so much fun. So yeah, really, I owe it all to Kristen, who pushed me to sign up in the first place. And once I was there, there was no turning back. I wanted to do so many more. So yeah.
It sounds fun. It sounds like the community is a big part of it. And you don't realize that until you get to the competitions, maybe.
Yeah, such a big part of it. And you sometimes you don't even realize it until you're like in your worst freaking workout ever, and it's like you're trying to finish this workout and you're dying, but you have this class around you that's just like, where normally you might feel like, great, everyone else is done, like they want to leave, like, oh my god, I'm holding everyone back. But it's not that. It's everyone is there cheering you on, making sure that you're finishing this workout. And it's the same thing at competitions, like, because then you literally have that crowd in front of you that they're just like pushing you, they're rooting for you. The people that are going against you, they're sitting there cheering you on, like, it's crazy. Like, it's not any like intense, like fighting, mean, any negative energy. It's all like everyone wants you to do well. So yeah, the community part is just such a big aspect, and definitely what kept me there. Like, going to a regular gym now and like not that I go to a regular gym now, but like when I have tried in the past, it's like I'm not talking to anyone, like I'm not getting, and sometimes people don't want to talk to people at the gym, but like that's so much of it for me, is like that community, seeing my friends. It's your hour of fitness, but it's also fun and seeing the people you love. So definitely a big part of it.
It's like you gotta build your social hour into your workout hour and your fun hour and your personal hour. And if you have the right gym, you get to do it all at once.
Exactly.
So can you walk us through a typical week of training for you?
Absolutely. So I usually work out 5 times a week, depending on the week. So usually Monday through Wednesday, I will work out. I'll train our normal programming. And then Thursday, I usually use as either an active recovery day or just a recovery day, depending on how my body's feeling. Am I going for a longer walk that day with my dog, or am I just here at the chiropractor getting my body ready for more training the day after? So kind of based on feel with Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, I'm usually in the gym. Saturdays are always fun because we have partner workouts in the morning. So you get your fitness done early in the morning, and then you have your weekend to relax. And then Sunday, I always rest. Sometimes I'll do like a long bike ride or something like that just to move. But again, it's really based on my body and how I'm feeling that week, based on the programming, how hard it was, and just life in general.
Gotta listen to yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
What are the key physical and mental challenges you face in your training?
Ooh, key physical and mental challenges when training. Mental challenges is the easiest one to answer because there are definitely days that I do not want to go to the gym. I mean, I'm so happy the sun is out today, but when it is not out, it is so hard for me to want to do anything. So even this week on Tuesday, I had no interest in going to the gym. I was just in a crappy mood. It was rainy out, and getting to the gym, I always say getting there is the hardest part, right? And I actually was so happy that I love like my 4:30 crew at the gym. So I looked at who was signed up for class, and I was like, all right, I want to see my people. I'll come in. I went in, and just getting through the workout was so tough, but I was so happy that I did it. Like, the mental challenges always turn into a mental reward after, I feel, because it's like afterwards you're just like, I did it. I did my training for the day, and I did well in the workout that day, so I was happy with that. But there are days that you don't do well in the workout, and then it's kind of a mental challenge after that. But the mental challenges are definitely easier to get, or definitely harder to get through than the physical challenges sometimes. Physical challenges, really getting through, I come here and I get adjusted and I have Warren take me through my head, shoulders, knees, and toes of my complaints, and he listens to me. He makes sure that he makes sure that I feel good when I leave, and yeah, I mean, there are definitely days physically you don't feel great, but those are days where you can always scale back the movements too, right? Like it's your workout, so you can see what's on the board and just scale that back to what you need to do that day. Less weight, less reps. There's so many times where athletes come in and they say, I'm just here to move that day. So really, yeah, I guess that's it.
How important is rest and recovery in your schedule, and what techniques do you use to ensure you're adequately recovering?
Rest and recovery is so important, and I say this to athletes all the time. There are people that they'll just come in day after day after day after day, and your body needs it. And I love the saying, I just saw it yesterday, but it's like, if you need to choose, no, let me think of it. It's like, you must choose a rest day for your body, or else your body is going to choose one for you. Right? Like, there's going to be a time where your body's just going to say, I can't do this anymore, whether that's you get injured or you get sick or you're just, fatigued. But rest is just so important. That's why I always make sure to have 2 days. Some weeks it's 3 weeks, or some weeks it's 3 days.
3 weeks is my speed.
3 weeks I'd probably go insane, I think, because I would miss it so much. But it is so, like, your body truly needs it. I mean, the recovery part of it too, if I was not here every other week or whatever I'm doing once a week, I mean, my body would be limited in what I could do in the gym, which is frustrating. You don't exceed as much, or you don't advance as much as you want to. And maybe the weights don't feel that good because you're so beat up from that week. But it truly is so important. I emphasize sleep for a lot of people. People roll in, I got 3 hours of sleep last night. I'm like, oh my God, no. Like, please lay in bed longer. Please get more sleep. Your body and your mind need it. So it's so important for both mental and physical health.
What are your goals for this upcoming competition?
What are my goals for this upcoming competition? So with this competition, I have a new partner than I had previous years, and I really want to push him. I want to push myself as well, but I think that partner atmosphere and having someone to rely on and also to push you is super important. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how well he does. I wouldn't say I have any specific goals for myself for this competition, but just doing the best I can that day. And competition day is, so different from normal training because you have that crowd, like I said, and you have that atmosphere, you have that partner that's dependent on you. So just making the team proud and hopefully pushing my partner to his limits.
Do you think the crowd and people cheering you on impacts your performance in a positive way?
Absolutely.
Your best in a competition?
Yeah, there have been numerous times where I've seen people PR, I've seen people get a movement for the first time in a competition. I mean, there are endless amount of wins at competition day. I mean, it's like that complete adrenaline rush, the chills you feel, the people there cheering you on. It's just, I always say everything's so different on the competition floor because you have no idea what your body's going to do that day. So it's fun.
What advice would you give to someone looking to start competing in CrossFit?
Advice I'd give someone who wants to start competing in CrossFit, I would say, just have fun with it, is what I would say. So much about it. I mean, it's a competition, right? And you want to win, and you want to get the best in your heat or the best in your division, all that stuff, but it's so not about that. And I think that's where working on the mental strength part of it is so important, where it's not so much of going into it saying, I want to win, I want to do the best, blah, blah, blah. It's, I want to do the best I could do today, and I want to have fun, and I want to just use this day because you're not going to have you're not gonna do as well as you want if you're not having fun with it, right? I mean, if you go into it with a complete crap mentality and you're frustrated the whole time, you're probably gonna stop what you're doing. You're not gonna do as well. It's so much of going into it with, today I'm here to have fun, to push my limits, and don't put too much expectation on yourself. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just be there to move and do the best you can do. That's what I'd say.
Good advice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Where can our viewers follow your journey and keep up with your progress? You want to shout out an Instagram or something?
Oh, I'd love to. Well, you can see me personally on Instagram. I love posting my lifts and my little wins on Instagram. And I love seeing I always encourage people to post because they see the progress over time of what they've done. You can follow me, so it's Kendall Moore with 3 O's. I guess there's another Kendall Moore in the world that stole my name, I know, rude. But then there's also Nevermore CrossFit, which is where I coach and I work out. You can follow Nevermore CrossFit or Clipper City CrossFit. We are sister gyms, and you can see me on there. You'll see my good friends on there, and our amazing accomplishments.
And hopefully we get some more of you on our channel, maybe?
Yeah, I would love it.
Sweet. All right, that's all my questions for you.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.